Research question number 2. What are the coping mechanisms of the secondary school teachers in teaching controversial public issues in social studies? As presented in Table 3, there were three essential themes that arose with reference to the data gathered from the participants on the coping mechanism of secondary school teachers in teaching controversial public issues in social studies. These essential themes are variation of strategies, theme-based strategies, and contextualized experience sharing. Variation of strategies. Almost all of the participants in the researchers' in-depth interviews and focus group discussions mentioned that variation of strategies in the learning process that shows that students tend to learn in different ways and they also prefer to use different teaching resources. Contextualize experience sharing. Most of the respondents in the researchers' in-depth interviews and focus group discussions prove that they present contextualization or the degree to which content and context are connected through experience as a measurable outcome of learning, education, or situational awareness.
Research question number 3. What are the insights of the secondary school teachers in teaching controversial public issues? Presented in Table 4 are the essential themes and core ideas for the research question number 3. Participants answer the question based on their insight in teaching controversial public issues in social study in secondary school. With the participants' answers, there are four essential themes arose and these are the following. Diversified strategies for student learning, student-focused teaching, updated with the times, and preparation with reading. Diversified strategies for student learning. The researchers conducted in-depth interviews and focus groups discussion, and particularly all of the participants arrived at a conclusion that diverse learning demands are caused by learner diversity. Student-focused teaching. The majority of participants who participated in the researchers and deep interviews and focus group discussions said that student focus was the teaching approach they utilized the most, and this positively predicted the outcomes of assessments for student development and teaching improvement. Updated with the times. The majority of those who took part in the researchers, focus groups, and in-depth interviews mentioned that students must deal with the challenging issues in their personal lives, both within and outside of school. Preparation with reading. The majority of the participants in the researchers, focus groups, and in-depth interviews indicated that the first language a youngster learns is the ability to listen. This helped us comprehend why some beginner special education reading teachers utilize more productive classroom strategies than others.
Conclusions and recommendations. This phenomenological study was able to capture the life experiences of public secondary school teachers in teaching controversial issues, as well as to know their teaching strategies and coping mechanisms. A variety of responses were generated, reflecting both positive and negative experiences. The conclusions that have been reached are as follows. Teaching students about controversial issues aids in the development of their analytical thinking and a deeper understanding of the world we live in. Sensitive issues are those that have ties to particularly distressing and terrible periods and occurrences in history. Teaching these issues is extremely difficult, especially in societies with strong racial, national, or religious divisions. Because they are upsetting, they test people's alliances, and they arouse their perceptions. Thus, controversial subjects can also be delicate. In these circumstances, social studies teachers serve as a bridge between various, occasionally opposing collective memories.
This study revealed a variety of issues and concerns that teachers are facing in teaching controversial issues in secondary school studies. As a result, the following suggestions are made. Distancing strategy is one of the main strategies educators can apply when addressing these challenges in the classroom. Example, when an issue is highly sensitive in the community where the teacher is teaching or when the class is polarized. Compensatory strategy. Example, teachers can play the devil's advocate, point out inconsistencies in students' responses, or demythologize widely held beliefs when students are expressing attitudes that are based on ignorance, when the minority is being bullied or discriminated against by the majority, or when there is consensus in the class in favor of one particular interpretation. Empathetic strategy. Example, when the issue concerns a group or a country that the students dislike, when the problem includes covert discrimination against a particular group, or when the issue is far from the student's daily life. Exploratory strategies. Example, students can research people diaries and memoir or do oral history in situations where the subject is not clearly defined or when the teacher wants to use the issue to build analytical abilities. Lastly, future researchers may supervise the participants to do the trials once more and see if their ideas and thoughts about their experiences instructing controversial issues are still valid. And that's the end of our discussion. Thank you for listening and God bless us all.